A top Iranian military commander has dismissed the United States' deployment of warships and fighter jets in the West Asia region, calling the move theatrical. Asadi said, and I quote, "Our nation knows very well that ships and other armament now deployed in the Persian Gulf and the Sea of Oman waters have been cruising in different parts of the world for years. The deployment of ships in the region has entered the propaganda phase, and the response to such a theatrical move was well given by Ayatollah Sayyid Ali Khamenei, who said lately that, of course, an aircraft carrier is a dangerous device, but more dangerous than the carrier is the weapon that can send it to the bottom of the sea. We hope that evil warmongers like America, England, France, Germany, and the Zionist regime will eventually end as cancerous tumors in the West Asia region. The response of the armed forces to any miscalculation and act of foolishness by the enemy will be more devastating than ever. Asadi's warning to the U.S. comes as the USS Winston S. Churchill, a guided missile destroyer of the United States Navy currently assigned to the USS Gerald R. Ford aircraft carrier group as an escort, is transiting the Strait of Gibraltar. The aircraft carrier was seen entering the Mediterranean Sea on Friday, where it was ordered by U.S. President Donald Trump as part of a massive military buildup in the Middle East, the AFP reported. The massive military buildup continues as both the United States and Iran are set to hold their next round of nuclear talks on Thursday in Switzerland's Geneva. Oman's Foreign Minister Badr al-Busaidi confirmed the talks, but there was no immediate response from the Trump administration. Iran has vowed a stern response if its territory is attacked, this after Donald Trump said he was considering limited strikes on Iran.
We will not bow our heads in the face of these problems. We will try to bring honor and pride to our country. As long as we are alive and we can breathe, we will sacrifice our lives for our country. By God's grace and strength, we will not lower our heads in the face of these difficulties. Even though the outside world and global powers are unfairly pressing us to submit, we will not bow our heads, just as you, athletes, refused to bow to difficulties.
The tensions between the longtime adversaries have ramped up as the Trump administration pushes for concessions from Iran and has built up the largest U.S. military presence in the Middle East in decades, with more warships and aircraft on the way. Iran has been carrying out military drills with Russia in the Strait of Hormuz, the waterway crucial to international oil trade.
As the tensions between Iran and the United States peak despite 2 rounds of negotiations, Hormuz waterway has emerged as the focal point of the standoff once again. On Tuesday, the Iranian state TV announced the closure of the Strait of Hormuz amid military drills with Russia. The Iranian media claimed that the closure was implemented for a limited number of hours to manage safety concerns during the drills. The Tasnim news agency, said to be closely linked to the Revolutionary Guard, said the missiles launched from within Iranian territory and from coastal positions hit designated targets in the strait as part of the exercise. Iran has been holding military drills with Russia, even as Americans brought its warships closer to the Middle East. Footage released by Iran showed members of the paramilitary Revolutionary Guard's naval special forces board a vessel in the exercise. Those forces are believed to have been used in the past to seize vessels in key international waterways. Lying between Iran to the north and Oman and the United Arab Emirates to the south, the Strait of Hormuz links the Persian Gulf with the Gulf of Oman and the Arabian Sea. On an average, roughly 20 million barrels of crude oil, condensate, and fuels pass through the strait daily. Major producers, including Saudi Arabia, Iraq, Kuwait, Qatar, UAE, and Iran, depend on it to export energy. Nearly half of India's crude oil and around 60% of its natural gas imports pass through the strait. China, Japan, and South Korea are also heavily dependent on supplies shipped through these waters. According to reports, any prolonged closure of the strait would likely push up oil prices sharply, raising fuel, manufacturing, and transport costs worldwide and fueling inflation. In the past, Iran has harassed shipping through the strait. During the 1980s Iran-Iraq War, both sides attacked tankers and other vessels, using naval mines to completely shut down traffic at points. The Strait of Hormuz's temporary closure follows reports that Iranian gunboats had approached a US-flagged tanker in the area, and that the US shot down an Iranian drone near the aircraft carrier USS Abraham Lincoln in the Arabian Sea. Iran's parliament approved a motion backing closure of the strait. Amid naval drills, Iran had also issued notice to airmen, saying it intended to carry out rocket launch tests.
Iran has issued a Notice to Airmen, or NOTAM, saying that it plans rocket launches in areas across its south from Thursday, Reuters reported. The NOTAM notice was issued amid heightened tensions with the United States, which has deployed warships near Iran. Donald Trump has been hinting at military strikes against Iran if the nuclear negotiations fail, adding that the Iranian officials were bad negotiators.
So I'll be involved in those talks indirectly, and they'll be very important. We'll see what can happen. It's been typically Iran's a very tough negotiator. They're good negotiators, or bad negotiators. I would say they're bad negotiators because we could have had a deal instead of sending the B-2s in to knock out their nuclear potential, and we had to send the B-2s. I hope they're going to be more reasonable. They want to make a deal. I've been told that a deal is next to impossible. No, I think they want to make a deal. I don't think they want the consequences of not making a deal. They want to make a deal.
On Tuesday, the Iranian state TV announced that the country fired live missiles toward the Strait of Hormuz. The international commercial route was also shut for several hours. Additionally, the Russian Navy released video footage on Wednesday showing one of its warships docking in an Iranian port ahead of a joint exercise. The Baltic Fleet's corvette Stoichi and the Iranian Navy's frigate Alvand, corvette Shahid Sayed Shirazi, and missile boat Nize conducted the PASEX naval exercise in the Gulf of Oman, said the Baltic Fleet's press service. The Strait of Hormuz is an important waterway, being the key route for supertankers carrying oil and gas from Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, Iraq, Qatar, Bahrain, the UAE, and Iran. The vast majority of it goes to markets in Asia, including Iran's only remaining oil customer, China. Iran has insisted that it does not intend to develop nuclear weapons, as both the sides have held 2 rounds of negotiations brokered by Oman.
How else can we say that we are not pursuing nuclear weapons, and we never will? They can verify all they want. If they truly want Iran not to possess nuclear weapons, we are ready for any verification they request.
Tensions between Iran and the United States have escalated after Donald Trump initially threatened to launch a military strike against Tehran after its bloody crackdown on last month's protests. On Tuesday, Iran's supreme leader Ayatollah Khamenei warned the United States that the strongest army in the world might sometimes receive such a slap that it cannot get back on its feet.